Hello, hello. Today is November 1st, 2023. It's a SIG Node CI weekly meeting. Welcome, everybody. We will start with, so there was an agenda item here, but it's striking now. Kevin,
Yeah, I can briefly mention why I did that. So basically, on Monday I was gonna ask the group to help on this one, but then somebody actually found the reason why this was happening. So we actually what happened is I think with the community cluster jobs were migrated, and we were losing a lot of the logs around like containerd and kubelet and other stuff, and there was I think SCP issue that was fixed, and now that this is actually looking a lot better. So
okay, sounds good. Great. Okay. Thank you for update. Let's go to test kit and see what's going on. Okay. A bunch of flakes. Yeah, same 10 pods, like just before vacation. And device plugin. Does anybody remember what's going on here?
sorry, I do not remember that one. I was going to put in the chat that we actually have there was that top failure, the density one. I think there was a fix for a fix, a quote unquote, for this a few months ago, and I guess the flakiness was resolved, but it's back. So Paco, I think, opened up a PR to it's bumping up the CPU limits to zero 0.8 rather than 0.6. I don't know if this will solve all the flakes, because sometimes we do hit above 0.8. There's a wide range for these, which is kind of surprising. But there is a PR up to at least fix that top flake. I don't know about the device plugin one.
Okay. And swatting, Francesca is not on the call. Maybe they would know. Okay. And Graceful Node Shutdown. I think we're still working on that with core team.
Well,
Is
uh, if you
oh, it's
scroll
okay.
if you scroll to the left, they're actually all working now. I don't know who fixed it.
Okay.
uh, it happened a few days ago.
This is great. Okay. Yeah, and a couple of flakes here. That doesn't really bother. Okay. Kubelet. Swap Fedora still red.
Yeah, I have a PR for the summary stats one. I can link that one also here, just in the chat. I just opened that up today. But the long story, that one is mostly we're noticing that the major page faults are above the bounded limits. But when I looked on my development machine, they're actually pretty close to the normal page faults limits. So I don't know why the limits were very different for major page faults. And when swap is enabled, it goes above what our limits are. So that's why it seems to be failing more often for swap. But the test isn't actually verifying the values. It's just seeing that there's something there, and then it's within a few, within like 5 or 6 orders of magnitude. So I don't know. And then the
Yeah, I think we changed the code to not check the reason for kill. Or it's different.
yeah, well, this is a different issue. We did fix these at one point, but this one is the pods are not being terminated. Not
Oh,
not that there's no reason set. Well, actually, I can't remember.
when
I have a,
we swap, memory may behave differently indeed. So okay, so it may be legitimate.
yeah, it's those are failing in a lot of the serial jobs, so I don't know if it's swap related or not, but I was sort of looking into that.
Thank you. Yeah, what else? And swap Ubuntu, kill as well. Yeah, so you're saying it's maybe the same issue that it wouldn't terminate pod.
Yeah, can you check on the uh
Log.
yeah, just the log.
Wait for condition. Expected pod to be terminated. Yeah.
So that
Uh, I think this is a different issue. I'm still investigating this. So here the pod is supposed to terminate with condition kill, but it's getting evicted.
Oh, got reason evicted.
Yeah. So
Do you
I
have a
need
bug
to
for that?
say that again, Sergey.
Do you have a bug for that filed?
Yes, yes, there is a bug for this.
Okay.
and do you know if this is are you seeing this problem in just the swap job or is it elsewhere?
Oh, this is not a swap job.
This is specifically for swap.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not compare it with others. So I'll take a look at that.
Yeah,
So
I'm just
maybe
trying to narrow
let's see.
down whether or not this is a problem with swap or
Okay.
uh, j- something more general than swap. But
Okay.
we do know that there is currently an issue with swap and eviction, so that's something we're looking into now.
I'm trying to check there are anything resembling. Was it serial? Yeah, it was serial.
Do you know what I forgot who was looking into it. The container RD failures with the libgc. I think there were a few related to that one. I don't know. Oh, I see.
So this is flaking without swap. So this is job C group V1 serial.
Is it the same failure with evicted?
So green is green. Okay, I should have pressed differently. This
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
what reason evicted? Yeah, same failure,
it's not swap specific.
but it's flaking rather than like failing most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of know the issue, I just don't know how to fix it. So I'll take a look at it again this week.
Is it test issue or more of a code issue?
It's the configuration that I have for the test, like the node allocatable and reserved memory that I'm setting. Yeah, I need to configure that correctly.
Okay, so
But it doesn't get evicted and rather gets own killed.
it's mostly a test issue that is
Yeah.
what I'm looking for. Okay, so as I start looking at container D, there is some So this one is completely busted. C group with 2 into I know.
And we have we've created an issue for these already, and I think Mike Miranda was looking into these.
Okay. Yeah, EKS. Yeah. Okay. Is it all EKS failing with the same stats thingy? No, this is completely busted. Yeah, start again.
Yeah, I haven't really looked much at the AWS ones.
Yeah, they're here. We just need to understand if we want to continue. Some networking thing failing. Oh, they were running for some time and then they stopped being run. So maybe it was renamed or something. Okay. Yeah, that screen. Yeah. Oh, it's busted as well.
I think, Sergey, if you click on that issue, I think I collated all the ones that are kind of failing to the libgc issue.
Oh, good. Okay. Sounds good. Is Mike assigned? Yeah, Mike is here. Oh, libgc. Got it. Got it. Yeah. It's an image bump. Yeah, I'll double check with Mike. Okay, cryo. Famous eviction test. Speed eviction. I don't know if anybody wants to look at it.
We're actually kind of looking at it. It's challenging. Ryan and I were talking about it.
Okay.
This is one I am kind of stuck on. I don't know, like, originally my hypothesis was we were hitting timeouts and we actually were not uploading the jobs XML. But I actually, now we're no longer timing out. It's just not uploading it for that job, but all the other like, I don't really know the problem. Now we're not even hitting the timeouts anymore, thanks to the Graceful shutdown issues fixing themselves. The job, what I'm trying to say is, it looks like it's completely busted, but if you go in the logs, it's actually running all of the tests, and it actually does tell you what tests fail or not, but they're not being published to wherever this is. Try to get some help from SIG testing on it, but
Okay.
they've kind of said that's SIG Node's domain.
So if you're still looking at that, great.
Trying to. I don't really
Okay.
have a good idea. What's weird is that the serial cryo job has this. The serial Fedora job does not have this, but they have the same config, other than the different image, and that's sort of what I'm finding weird.
Okay.
It's like, originally my thought was they're timing out, and the Graceful, once they time out, maybe there's just it's not publishing or copying those XML files to the location that get rendered for test grid. But now we're no longer getting timeout. So now I don't really have any idea why this is failing.
So the difference is actually just a set of tests, you're saying, with some other job.
No, if you go to like Fedora swap serial, it's the same job, same config. But this one is showing the full test grid and it has the same timeout values. So it's really weird. It is the serial swap job. Yeah. Maybe serial dash swap. Oh. Where it is.
Maybe other file. Okay, this. Oh, it's Ubuntu. It's not Fedora. You asked for Fedora. Yeah, maybe different file. Okay. Oh, here it is. Yeah, looks similar. Can it be some like quotes somewhere? I remember like maybe when we collect logs, some quotes are missing and log collection failing, something.
Yeah, I mean, I have an issue that's assigned to me. I'll keep trying to chip away at it and see if I can find the reason why. Uh, I'm just it's nothing's quite obvious to me right now, and I might just maybe keep bugging some people in SIG testing because now that the timeout stuff is not it's not timing out, I don't know what the problem could be of why it's not being uploaded.
Okay. DRA, just flakes. Submits. Yeah, I don't think we look at pre-submits too often. Yeah, same P eviction. So what else? Seattle, I think we need to look at NPD as well. Just flakes, PD, and just flakes. And
The good news is MPD was fixed actually yesterday or maybe earlier today. So I think these jobs are the image was bumped, so those should be resolving themselves. Except that
which
one.
one is not green? Flaky. This wouldn't even start. It feels like. The same error ish. It can it be the same? What was it? Libc?
If we can quickly verify, if you go to artifacts, I think it's of course,
There's
nothing's
no,
there.
no. Yeah.
I haven't looked into this one. I don't know why it could be failing.
Okay. Maybe we need to have another. I might need to create a new issue for that. And okay, CRI tools, I don't know whether we look at it often, but yeah, it's fine. Just pushing images. Yeah, I think we're looking good for release. So only release blocking that we mark release blocking is here. And this, you said that you have a fix for that, and you may need to ping somebody on device plugin. Okay. So let's try to get ready for the release. I think there's the biggest problem right now, and we have one PR and one investigation too. With that, board CI. Okay, 12 issues. We close all the tabs and open view. Yeah, this is test images. It really belongs to us. Ding talk reporter. Good job. Why the SIG node? It's in test infra, so still good. Yeah, I wonder why it's SIG node. Oh, because the cryo type fix. Okay. Use bounded limits for major page faults. So this is what we're talking about for
Yeah, for fixing the swap summary
mhm.
tests.
It's already approved. Is there anything else needed?
No, I mean that just happened in the middle of the call, so yeah, I missed that. Oh, does it? If we're in the middle of the freeze. Did somebody? Let me check my email. If someone added a milestone, then yeah, we don't need anything else.
Yeah, I think milestone was added. Let me check. Um,
Yep. Okay.
yeah, test running. That was fine. And test infra, we may not need the milestone.
It looks like well, that wasn't test info. That was K8. That was KK. But yeah, we need the milestone because we're in the freeze.
Mhm.
But for tests, I think it's easy to override that. But
Okay, I wonder if it needs to get in before freeze. Okay, there is a GTM already. Okay. If anybody wants to take a look, just feel free to assign themselves. The biggest question is, do we want to take cleanup after code freeze?
can you quickly see what the changes are? I think we have till
It's mostly test. Yeah, it's only test.
okay.
Oh
Uh,
no, there is a, yeah,
yeah,
it's all on the test and what is the feature?
I
Okay,
think if I remember right, the test freeze starts on the 14th of November.
okay. It's assigned to me. Not it add test cases for serialized and parallel image pooling. Okay, and more tests. So on the test. just adding new test. I wonder if Raven assigned.
I think he was testing these. I don't know if they are, if this PR is quite ready yet.
Oh, okay. Anybody wants to get assigned? I think we're promoting the feature, so we may need this test. Okay. Yeah, I want to put it waiting for author because tests are still failing. And stop crash. Yeah, it's code change, so I would not put here. Test labels, huge PR. We may need to look at it. And it's already approved. Okay. Nice, I already. Yeah, I think it's changing test labels from text to Ginka labels. This. Fine. Okay. Poll until context timeout to replace poll with context. Yeah, it's a cleanup. I don't think we will take cleanup such big right now, but does anybody wants to take a look?
You can assign me. I'll take a look on the nodes.
Oh,
I
it
have.
already needs a review. It needs rebase. So let's say waiting on that. Yeah, I can assign Kevin too, but I'll let the author first rebase because it'll be easier after that. Desktop features, it's waiting on author. It's a feature. Okay. Any test that relies on priority classes seems to be flaky. Yes. Is there any?
No, I mean, I think Ryan and we've noticed this, that the sorting of priority for eviction tends to be flaky, but I actually don't know the reason why yet. We're realizing that might, at least the Kubernetes documentation says that it's kind of best effort. It's not necessarily set in stone, but we're still looking into this. It's kind of not even related to the graceful shutdown stuff anymore because that seems to resolve itself. It's mostly just eviction.
Okay, so this issue in progress. Huh? Can I
Yeah,
assign to you or I should just leave it?
yeah, you can assign it to me.
Okay. Yeah, I remember it before vacation. Yes. Yeah, this needs Mm, Okay, I think we're done with the board. We may need to clean up to-do issues. We're getting too big on this to-do. But I think what will be useful right now to look at bugs since we are in pod freeze. Dixie, should I make you co-host?
Sure.
Okay, and I will stop sharing now.
Okay, I've opened all the bugs in all the tabs. So kubelet not creating symlink for config map volume after restarted. So what's happening is when kubelet is creating config map volume for a pod, it finished writing timestamp dir and made symlink to data. At the same time, the kubelet is restarted. Unfortunately, the config map item symlink is not created. The restarted kubelet will try to set up at config map, no update required for target directory. The expectation is kubelet should create absent symlink for config map volume. How we can reproduce, we can have kubelet to help reproduce it. Sleep sometime before create user visible files. Stop kubelet and start official kubelet. Kubelet will skip to create symlink for user visible files. Any idea what this is about? This creating
I think
config
it's
map.
more with SIG storage than us.
So are
Kind
they
of
the
in the
one?
middle.
Sorry.
It's kind of in the middle, but more on a SIG storage. How they recover from kubelt restart.
How do they come from?
From kubelt restart.
Okay. So
So the
should I?
issue is that before restart, we fail to create symlink, and then after restart, we need to continue setting up a pod, and we failed. So yeah, I think let's try to ask SIG storage if SIG storage can help. I don't think it's a regression. Doesn't feel like that.
So this seems. Is this enough, or do we want to assign it to someone?
Can we check on version, which version they reproduce it on?
I don't see any version details.
Yeah, maybe you need to ask. I mean, they saying that they recompile the kubelet, so I presume it's on latest. What I want to understand is it regression on the latest version or it's something that existed before. So if you can ask where they found it, which version they found it on, it will help.
Yes. Check is it right.
Because right now we're mostly worried about regressions. Like if something is some new bug was introduced in latest version, we need to know about it.
Okay, and this still stays here, right? We still need to triage it if.
Um, let's remove it from SIG Node for now, and if the SIG storage will reapply, we will see it.
Oh, what's the? Should I archive it?
Yeah, the slash remove dash SIG node.
Fail to delete the pod that is in pending state. If the pod creation is not yet completed and it is in a pending state, deleting it will not be successful and the pod will remain in terminating state for a long time. The questions are the pod has been in terminating state for a long time and cannot be deleted. Phase pending. The kubelet go routine is blocked by pulling image, which wastes 29 minutes. The pod with block owner deletion true still exists, but the job has been deleted. So they have the pod YAML, create and delete. How this should work, kubelet
Yeah,
log.
it looks very similar with other bug. Like we have another bug with post start hook will also not respect graceful termination at all.
Okay. In when deletion is triggered, do we change the phase to failed for a pod? There were some changes in 127 related to this. So I think this is waiting on author. Like we want them to confirm whether it is present in 126 or not.
Yeah, we can add misinformation.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure yet if it's related to the jobs or just that's kind of why I was trying to ask, because there is some code in the job controller around some of this stuff.
So what was the change in 127?
I don't know the exact name, but I think it actually probably was a change in SIG Node related to when pods are terminating. I think we set the phase to failed.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone remember exactly what that change was? I know that it's impacted a lot of other controllers.
Okay.
Pod disruption conditions is, I think, the feature that caused some of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
but it may be related to controller, but also may be related to the fact that like pod life cycle is broken. And I linked in the chat another issue which is very similar based on description. So maybe what we can ask also on this bug is it reproducible without the job? Like if pod is stuck on image download and we try to delete it, and it's like plain pod without a job, would it still be the same behavior? And you can link the bug from chat. I listed.
should I open? Do you want to take a look at that as well?
No, you can just link it. I think it was already triaged time ago.
I want to see like, do we want to or delete it not terminate after this? Okay. So why do we want to link it here?
Because we do image download and post start hook in the same routine, and because of that, it may be related. So it may be that this routine is blocking the pod lifecycle completely, uh, and it may be related to why it's staying in pending state for 29 minutes. Mm.
A container cannot restart when there is any terminating container in the same pod. A terminated container cannot restart when there is a terminating container in the same pod. I expected the terminated container can restart during other containers termination. Make a pod terminate because of liveness failure. Restarting container, exit immediately. There is this one container, echo terminating, echo terminated. It's here. The result is saying that no container restarts during the termination. Which is correctly triage and
Yeah,
fault.
I think it's got enough detail, so we need to triage accept it.
So they are triaging it, right? It's a sign.
So I think Todd and Gunju assigned to themselves because we are trying to investigate the same for sidecars. And for
Okay.
sidecars, we want to make sure that during termination, we still restart pods. And this is very similar. Oh, it's a Gunju created it. Okay, so even better. So yeah, we're trying to investigate it. So it's already assigned to somebody, so you just need triage accepted. Um, it's a very strange behavior. Like when we look at not pod termination for sidecars, and we also looked at side, termination for other containers as well, how it works. And there are lots of edge cases and bad behaviors right now.
Okay. Incorrect validation of allow privilege escalation with sysadmin. capability. Validation logic to disallow allow privilege escalation falls in combination with sysadmin capability checks for capped sysadmin instead of sysadmin. Is this related to us or just security? Adding cap sysadmin to security context does not add this capability to the container, while this adds it. Okay. Tested with container D. Cryo seems to correctly add the capability when using this. What do you expect to happen? A container that has security context set with both allow privilege escalation set to false and configuration receive privileges should be rejected.
There's a specified version of containerd.
I
It's under runtime. I think, yeah, container runtime.
no,
Okay, could be useful.
but this doesn't look like it's on us, right? Or is it?
It's somewhere around us. So it may be. So we definitely need to tag SIG security, just for them to know.
Mm-hmm. SIG security.
Yes. So they may have a say, and it seems that it's only reproduced on containerd, meaning that it may be a containerd problem.
I see.
But whatever problem is, if this is something that Kubernetes expects from container runtime, we need to document it in CRI API. So
Okay.
that may require containerd change, but also may require us to change the APIs and documentation for CRI API.
Okay. So do we
And first, we
want
need to understand what's the problem. Like I don't quite grasp it yet.
to wait for the author to get back with the container D version, or do we want to see if we can assign this to someone?
Um, Likely we need to assign to somebody. Ideally, I want SIG security to tell what the right behavior is, and then we can. Can you ask SIG security like type SIG security? Can you recommend the right behavior, and then we will figure out how to implement it.
Just this here, right?
Yeah.
So we let this stay in the same dashboard then for now.
Yeah, let's keep it the same. I mean, we can triage it. Triage accepted. This is fine. I think we have enough details. And as I said, it may be just containerd issue that we will need to fix in other repository, but whatever the issue is, we need to document it somewhere.
Okay. Dynamic resource allocation. Kubelet restart after node prepare resource and before checkpointing will cause not calling node unprepared resource. To create a pod with dynamic resource, kubelet is restarted between node prepare resource grpc all and before we checkpoint. Delete pod with dynamic resource. Kubelet will not call node unprepared resource grpc to the DRA plugin. The expectation is it should call the grpc. How we can reproduce, I was pointed out during the code review of this. Okay. Adding checkpoint mechanism in DRA manager. Triage accepted. Priority soon. Possible solution. Okay. Not a regression. Created the issue in addition to do we put in the code. This is very race condition and checkpointing that we should follow up with in a patch release. So I believe this is being investigated. Is the issue fixed?
Is it
Please
assigned
consider.
to somebody? Is it assigned to Kevin, maybe?
It's not related. Can you elaborate? Just making sure.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like
I
this
don't
is.
really understand why it was untriaged, but I think maybe we just accept it and move it. It seems like
Is this assigned to someone? Oh, right. No assignments. Kevin, should I assign it to you?
It's not wrong, Kevin.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
it was Andreas because it was marked as important soon, and there is a robot that will remove triage label accepted from important soon issues. So since we're not fixing it right now, I would say let's change priority to backlog, and it's alpha features anyway.
How do I change the priority?
Yeah, priority backlog,
Is this good?
and you can make a comment saying that since it's an alpha feature, Jira is an alpha feature, we can we don't need to mark it as important soon.
Marked as pre-production.
No, it's currently marked as important soon priority. We changed it to backlog, and
Is this correct?
yeah, thank you.
And no assignees? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Reduce the daemon set controller node event handler code logic to avoid the callback function processing. Sorry, to avoid the callback function processing node events too slowly. When the daemon set controller watches update node events due to large number of node events, the node informer ring buffer as more node events to be processed. The resulting in the this results in node event handlers add update callback function being processed slowly. We should rewrite the daemon set controller to the pattern where event handler is as cheap as possible by simply putting stuff into the queue. The queue then gives deduplication for free and all the logic is happening in the workers. Is this
My feeling is I don't know if this was really a SIG node. I think it's SIG apps.
do you want to remove it from Signal then?
Yeah.
Crashback off status in Cube API server while deploying. When using Cube ADM to deploy K8s, I met this issue. Failed with error, get dial TCP connection refused. Unfortunately, the error has occurred. Timeout waiting for the condition. The error is likely caused by Kubernetes not running. Kubernetes is unhealthy due to misconfiguration of the node in some way. They're checking the kubelet status, unable to register node to API server, attempting to register node. Shares to list, okay, journal CTL kubelet. Commonly log shows error on the Cube API server, so I check the container running status. See the Cube API server container is exited after 30 seconds from restart, and here is the log of exited container. Okay. The expectation is I expected Kates is deployed well. However, it gives me error, although I checked all configured files. Just follow the command below and it doesn't work. Let me see what's the status. It doesn't seem like kubeadm bug since you're just calling kubeadm init, which pretty much runs the stock API server and kubelet defaults. Try enabling this. It could be a kubelet container runtime problem. You could try 128 gates and different containers version just for comparison. I'm going to answer the second question blocks. I think we are waiting for author to try out a couple of things here. You can press V find an extra arg. Yeah, I think they were not able to enable this. And then there is a suggestion that you enable this in args for the API server. So do you think this is waiting on author?
Yes, it seems so.
Needs information? Okay.
Yeah.
Kubectl shows pod status completed if one of the containers exited with an error. Okay, running a job with two or more containers creates a pod. If one of the containers fail, such pod status in kubectl is shown as completed. If the name of such container is the last name of the container names ordered alphabetically. If one container fails, it is shown as completed if name of such container is the last name of the container names ordered alphabetically. Okay. If the container whose name is the last name of the container names ordered alphabetically fails, the pod status in kubectl should be shown as error. Kubernetes client 128, server version 122, and
Wait, that's weird. I didn't even see that. Uh, it looks like their version. Oh, I didn't comment on that. Their client is up to date. Their server is really old.
yeah, it seems like an issue here. This is maybe the same unique one. You have mentioned it here, right? 122 is out of support.
Yeah, but they said that it works with 128.
Yeah, but then here they have mentioned confirmed with 128 as well. Yeah, it's the same person. Yeah, so I think then this would need like this would require us to triage it. Kevin, do you have context?
I mean, I was thinking I tried to get uh, either the I well, sorry, I asked two other people to look at it because this seems kind of weird to me. I didn't try to confirm. I can try and confirm if you want to assign it to me, but I don't know this area of the code that well. I was suggesting that maybe Bobby Page or Smarter Clayton would have a look because this seems to be kind of related to life cycle.
Yeah, but is there a life cycle or kubectl problem? I still trying to grasp what the issue is.
Oh yeah. Why don't you assign it to me? I'll see if I can reproduce it. I think it sounds like, well, yeah, they're saying pod status and cube control, but I don't know if I guess
Can you,
cube control.
Kevin, yeah, if you have time, it's great, but maybe you need to ask SIG CLI and if they can reproduce it. Because it doesn't feel, for me, when I read it, it feels like kubectl shows something incorrectly rather than
Yeah,
it actually was incorrect status.
yeah, I think so too.
And maybe we can ask this person to see if what they see locally, like if they just do slash pods on kubelet. But I
Uh,
mean, Kevin, by no means I want to discourage you to try to reparate. I just want to simplify life here.
Yeah, no worries.
Same issue using slash pods, correct?
Yeah, it's a local host read-only port like 10.255. You can say on read-only port, on kubelet read-only port. Issue kubelet read-only.
Is this correct?
Mhm.
And then do we also want to tag CLI?
Yes, please.
SIG CLI?
Mhm. You can comment in case it's just a visualization problem. No, in 6 CLI. Yeah.
Confusing warning related to liveness probes. Um, okay, well, this might be and might not be a bug. We introduced a warning to configure readiness probe. It was something like this: liveness probe, do not wait for readiness probe to succeed. If you want to wait before executing a liveness probe, you should use initial delay seconds or startup probe. I'm doubting if this is correct. We need to first ensure that the container is alive, after which we consider whether it is ready to receive traffic or not. This, I mean,
No, no, this is correct warning. I don't think it's a problem. So what warning was saying is liveness props and readiness props are totally independent,
mhm.
and this is a true statement. So maybe we need to rephrase it even more. But I mean, we don't wait on liveness props for readiness props, and we don't wait otherwise. There's two completely separate uh, routines that doing it.
But um, does this not make sense to you? We need to first ensure that a container is alive, after which we may consider whether it is ready to receive traffic or not.
No, how Kubernetes looks at it is just if liveness prop fails, it will kill the container. If readiness prop succeeds, it will start receiving traffic. So it's totally independent situations, and we treat them as independent. We don't sequence them in any way.
Okay, do you want to comment that here?
Oh yeah, I can.
Are
Can you?
you?
Oh, I can find.
I can paste it. Moving on to the last one, unable to use the value of image as an environment variable. I have a deployment that has an init container and few containers. I have a requirement to set the environment variable of init container with the value of image field of one of the containers. Based on what I have found in the documentation, there is no way to do this either by using environment value from resource field ref or value from field ref. In my opinion, there is a gap in the solution that needs to be fixed. I expect deployment spec to be updated without failing after making the aforementioned change. This is not a bug but a feature request. We need a kep to add downward API values. I'm not sure about the use case for referencing. What is the purpose of this? Yeah, I think this is not supposed to be here then in the bugs. It's a feature request, I guess, and that too after after the use case has been vetted through. So what should I do here, Sergey? Kind feature?
Yeah, and remove kind bug.
Okay, yeah. That's all then.
And we out of time already, so we passed the 11 mark.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody who left. Bye bye.
Bye.